I used to set goals every year. I would really focus on all of the things that I wanted to accomplish in the coming year. Maybe you've done this as well. Call it New Year's resolution, call it a goal, call it a plan. But you've thought about the coming year and you've thought about the things that you want to accomplish in that coming year. And when it comes to my business, I've done the exact same thing. And I've made some mistakes along the way, things that actually led to more frustration than accomplishing goals, things that have led to more of me just being paralyzed and not knowing exactly what to do instead of giving me direction, which is really what a goal is supposed to do. So in this video, I want to talk about 3 shifts that I've made that have been the result of really 3 major mistakes that I've made in my goal setting. And if you stick around to the end, you're going to find more clarity with the goals that you want to set in your online business. If you're new here, my name is Lane. I love to help digital entrepreneurs create life-changing passive income businesses, which is my passion and favorite thing to do. So if you're into that and you're looking to start and grow your online business, go to lanesebring.com/supersimple. This is my super simple guide to your first $500 online. I'm going to show you exactly how to make that first $500, which is the most exciting money that you're going to make, because what it's going to do is it's going to prove the concept that you can make a living doing this. Because if you can make 500, you can make 5,000. If you can make 5,000, you can make 50,000, and so on. So that first $500 online is incredibly vital. So go to lanesebring.com/supersimple. That guide is totally free. It's just free for coming by and saying, hey. All right, let's dig into this. The first mistake that I've made with my goal setting has been focusing on outcomes rather than input. Here's what I mean. When I focused on goals related to outcome, there were always things that I want to accomplish that are really out of my control. So for example, it might be, I want to grow my YouTube channel to 50,000 subscribers this year. That's an outcome goal. Or I want to make $500,000 in revenue this year. That's an outcome goal. The problem with outcome goals is that you can't control them. There's no way to actually guarantee that the steps you take are going to get to that outcome. Now, let me just say there's nothing wrong with an outcome goal or two, but they have to be accompanied by inputs. In other words, you actually have to map out what you're going to do to reach that outcome goal. And really, the best shift that I have made has been from going to looking at the outcome to looking at the actual inputs and making those my goal. So for example, if I want to grow my YouTube channel to 50,000 subscribers, what I would rather do, instead of make a goal for a 50,000 subscriber YouTube channel, I might make a goal to take a YouTube growth course. I might make a goal to post consistently every single week for a year. I might make a goal to improve my analytics one step at a time by checking them and experimenting with them. So you see, these are actions, they're inputs, they're things that I can actually do. And at the end of the year, I can measure whether I did those actions and not necessarily the outcome. And I like to think about the concept of inevitability. I want to set goals that make the outcome inevitable, but make the inputs what I am going to do no matter what. So what that means is that instead of saying, I would like to make $50,000 more this year than next year, well, that's a fine goal, but again, it's outcome. Let's make that inevitable by putting in the right inputs. So instead of just throwing spaghetti at the wall and saying, I want to make $50,000 more this year than I made last year, how about I want to go after and get 3 new high-end clients this year. I want to sell 25% more courses this year than I did last year. I want to build a new product. These are things that I can do in my business that I have a lot more control over than just some arbitrary number. If I want to sell more courses, I'm going to grow my list. I'm going to promote more. There's things that I'm going to do to make that happen. So focus on inevitability. Focus on the things that I need to do, the actions that I need to take that are going to make this outcome inevitable. So I still have 1 or 2 outcome goals each year, with my revenue being the top one, but I am always thinking about the actions that it's going to take to get to that outcome, the inputs that it's going to take to get to that outcome, and not just staring at the outcome and going, Oh, wouldn't it be nice? Because that's a dream, it's a wish, it's not a goal. Make your goals actionable and make them about what you're actually going to do. The second mistake that I've made with goal setting is that my time frame has been way too long. If you're familiar with SMART goals, they're supposed to be time bound. But often I would just set a goal for being 6 months or a year. The problem with that is there's way too little urgency for me to feel a need to take action now for a goal that I don't need to accomplish for a year. So what I have started doing is breaking my goals down into no more than 12-week sections. Or if you're looking at the year, it would be each quarter. What do I want to get done this quarter? What do I want to get done the next quarter? And so on. And then even within those 12-week sections, I'm looking at what do I need to get done this week? What needs to happen by next week? So break your goals down into much shorter increments so that you actually feel a sense of urgency. This shift has been one of the best shifts that I've made in my online business because I'm no longer just thinking about some arbitrary goal that I want to hit in a year. I'm thinking about what do I need to do? What are the inputs that I need to do this week in order to get where I want to go next year or next decade or whatever. And then finally, number 3, the mistake that I've made more than anything is making too many goals. I cannot tell you how much it is so vital for you to focus on just a few of the most important goals. So I have done a retreat. I talked about this in my last video. I've done a planning retreat every year for 3 years, and every year I have reduced the amount of goals that I've set for the following year. I have reduced it and reduced it and reduced it because what I have found is that when I set too many goals, I am all over the place trying to figure out what is the priority. Is it this goal? Is it that goal? Is it these other lists of goals? And it can feel really good to put pen to paper and just start right now. I want to accomplish this and I want to accomplish this and accomplish that. The problem is it's too much. You're just not going to. So what I have found is that I really want to focus, even if it doesn't look as cool, even if it doesn't fire me up as much, even if somewhere deep down inside I'm like, it should be more. I want to be realistic and I want to set the amount of goals that I know I can take action on. Again, that is the theme of this. Don't just set goals to make yourself feel good. Don't just set goals to put something on paper and say, wow, look, I set a goal. Aren't I a goal-oriented person? No, set goals that you'll actually take steps to accomplish so that they're not way out in the future, they're right now. And they're not defined merely by the outcome that you want, but they're defined by the inputs that you're going to do. What actions are you going to take? And then finally, make sure you only set the amount of goals that you need to set for this time period. You can always write something down that you want to revisit later on, but make sure that you only have the amount of goals that you can physically do in this time period. So those are the 3 mistakes that I've made in the past and the 3 shifts that I've made. Let me know how you set goals and if any of these have affected you in the past. Be sure to go to lanesebring.com/supersimple to grab your free guide and check out this video right here where we'll talk more about online business and how to scale yours.